Me and my brother used to watch this show so much when we were kids. It's part of the reason why I love cars so much. I saw what people could do to them. I saw how they were an art form that most people never even realize the depths of.
What's going on here? It's a Datsun and then a Nissan Maxima. It's like a transsexual car.
This show is like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but for boys ages 4 to 12, which is great because the first season started airing when I was 4. Honestly, after age 12, it kind of becomes cringe. But also, because of that, this show has so much meme potential. It's another one of those things that everyone knows about. That if you make memes about it, your memes have a high chance of popping off, and there's disproportionately fewer memes than of other shows of the same popularity level. So if you make memes or you run a meme page, there's a bit of a untapped potential right there with Pimp My Ride memes.
Every creep around the world is looking at this like, yeah.
My experience with Pimp My Ride was, pretty standard. When I was little, I thought the show I was watching was for adults, but now I watch the same clips back and I realize, oh yeah, no, this is definitely for kids.
Luke, I am your father.
4-year-old Afraz was precisely their target demographic. Even when I got a little older, like 6 or 7 years old, me and my brother have already had so many thoughts about like, what do you think West Coast Customs would do to our car? And would we go on, or would our mom go on, or like what? And we would go to our mom and be like, Mom, can you get our car and Pimp My Ride, please, please, please? And by the time I was around 7, I remember looking at the conditions of the like cars pre-pimp and being like, they clearly don't take normal cars like ours. Like they clearly only want cars that are in like terrible condition. Like that one lady who had like a bear attack her car and things like that. So the only way for us to really get our car on the show is if we completely trash it.
Your car's a piece of Mom.
But then there's a risk of them not pimping it. And now we're left with our trash car and it's not going to be pimped. It never even occurred to me that we don't live in the proper state or city or anything. The world just felt a lot smaller back then. I felt like we actually had a chance of getting our car pimped and it was worth considering trashing it because of that. But that should have been foreshadowing because the producers kind of felt the same way as me. We had this similar idea and they would actually, damage parts of the car and, plant things in the car just to make it seem worse in the beginning of the episode. Like that one, infamous time where they placed like a bunch of candy and like snack wrappers in the back of the, fat guy's car. And then the fat guy exposed them later on, like in some Wall Street Journal or something blog post. And then for the same guy, they put like a whole cotton candy machine in the back. Like that's mad disrespectful, but it's kind of genius. The producers clearly understood character drama. And this leads me into what really stands out about the show. And that's the characters. The cars were a reflection of each character in the show. Whether it was real or scripted, it was still entertaining to see a skateboarder get to grind rail on his car. Sometimes they had no idea what they were doing. Like, if the girl says she likes the beach, how the fuck are you supposed to incorporate that into a car? But at that age, it didn't matter what they did. Anything impressed me. As long as they can somehow make it tie back into their characters, it'll get viewers.
Oh, because I'm black, I'm supposed to know how to hotwire a car, right? What is this?
As an adult, if someone did mods like this to my car, I'd be pissed as hell. But back then, I would be ecstatic beyond imagination. I remember thinking to myself, like, if we actually got our car pimped, first of all, we wouldn't go. It would probably be just our mom. Second of all, she wasn't some like single mother who was like out here acting like she has to like court the highest number of potential mates.
Man, perks of the job.
No, she was a stay-at-home mom who was like pretty reserved and stayed in a small circle. The reactions that people have on the show, there's no way my mom would ever react like that to this kind of stuff.
I've been pimped and now I'm ready to ride it.
She doesn't even like cars the way me and my brother do. And knowing their reactions being very over the top and that we would not be able to do something like that should have also been foreshadowing for me, considering how much of the show was actually scripted.
What the hell is this? What's up, dog? Hey, man, you got my drawers for me. What's your drawers doing up in this dude's dryer, man? I got a little wet last night, man. I had to dry them off, dog.
I really I feel like I have no excuse. I feel stupid. I feel like I should have known that this show was made for kids. And I kind of did know to a certain extent. Like, I remember one episode where, like, Exhibit was driving someone's car to West Coast Customs, but, like, it smelled so bad that he couldn't take it all the way there. So he stopped at some random person's house or something, stole their car, and brought that one to West Coast Customs. And it was like a super cool plot twist because, you know, when they did their like morph transitions or whatever, they didn't just do it to like the cars before and after. This time they did 3. They did the first car, then the second cars before, and the second cars after. I remember thinking like, wait, he just stole a car. What about the guy he stole a car from? Is he just out of a car now? Are we going to see what happened to that? I actually asked my mom about this stuff, and she said she didn't remember any of it. All the outlandish stuff, all the mods that people did to their cars, it all kind of got erased from her memory. I mean, I understand, same thing happened to me with SAO, just repressed it all. But she told me that she always loved the paint that they did. Like, there was one time they painted a car like red, and they had like curvy silver and black lines, and it was like super feminine car. Like, the girl was super feminine who owned the car, and the designs reminded her of like the henna designs that she does on her hands every year. So it was nice to see that she was also enjoying watching it with us. I also remember one day a switch flipped where I felt like I made an epiphany. Exhibit really doesn't do shit. Like, Mike is the guy handling all the cars. Exhibit just talks to the camera in the beginning and in the end.
This exit is the exhibit, and you the cameraman. I'm X, and you the camera. West Coast Customs.
He doesn't know what happened to the car. He's just as surprised as the owners when Mike shows the mods they did. And when I really paid attention, I realized Mike isn't really the most charismatic or well-spoken guy. He's just trying his best, but he isn't really like a people person, you know? He's a car guy. Looking into the show now, a lot of it makes a lot more sense, and there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about. And I found out about the whole deal with the contestants' homes. Now, a lot of people cite this as a criticism of the show, but me personally, I think this is brilliant. They didn't dox anyone by showing their actual homes. They used homes that were for sale near West Coast Customs, and they got the contestants to wait inside the home and told them answer the door when they hear knocking. And this made it really easy for them to make sure that the contestants would actually answer the door and not be busy that day or be out of the home that day. So that's just one less thing to worry about. And they were also told that they would either see Exhibit or they would see a crew member if they didn't get chosen when they knocked on their door. And they apparently did this to get a more genuine reaction out of them. I think this is brilliant, but I already had the hunch that they never actually did this whole sending a crew member to the house to knock on the door to tell you when you didn't get picked. Like, imagine, you know, they put you in a house for the day and they make you park your car on the driveway and all stuff, all for a crew member to show up later in the day to the door just to tell you to go home. Like, it just seems obvious to me. You got picked.
Do you live in this car?
Not all the time.
Okay.
The thing is, people give this show a lot of shit for being like corny, faked reality TV. But as far as reality TV goes, this is as real as it gets. Like, they really did let all these people audition for the show. The cars were real and the owners did own them. Exhibit would come and meet them for the first time on camera, and he really would take their car directly from their house, or that house, to West Coast Customs. And for the most parts, West Coast Customs did really do all the mods that they said they did, for the most part. And the participants really did get to keep the car for free. And there's asterisks next to all of these items, like how sometimes the cars were so poorly managed that they broke down shortly after the owners got them back, or like how they never told anyone about the fact that it actually took like 7 months for them to mod the cars. But all things considered, the show was at least real. Like, these guys were really out here putting chocolate fountains and water beds inside cars.
We know you want to be a traveling nurse, so we hooked you up with something special. Check this out.
Oh my God, what is this?
Your own mobile CAT scan machine. Equipped with 4 12-inch gel audio whoopers and Exonic monitors. But that's not it. Check out what it does. So now you and your homies can lay on the bed and y'all can scan each other.
Oh yeah, and like 10,000 screens. Holy fuck, dude, they love their screens, dude. Imagine telling Exhibit that you like screens. You just end up with a fucking light show with some wheels. That actually sounds kind of cool now that I'm saying it out loud. Apparently, MTV still makes episodes with like tons of different spin-offs in like different countries on YouTube and stuff. But honestly, nothing can compare to the original with Exhibit and West Coast Customs. There was nothing else like it. Not even MTV Cribs came close to the greatness of Pimp My Ride. 8 out of 10.
It's Filthy Frank, motherfucker. It's Filthy Frank, bitch.
Let's get some pussy tonight.
What is your problem? We have business to run out here, man.
We're horny.
RSX. RSX.
But what the fuck, there's no car moving, bro. What's up with these motherfuckers, bro? I don't give a fuck, bro. Fuck these jakes, bro. Fuck you, bitch.
I'm nobody's master, got it? I don't want you here, and I don't want you here. I'm stuck with you.
Woo! Jared, come here, man. Whoa!
I told ya.